So this week I present to you the mountain town of Wisła. This lovely little town in the, let's say, southwest of Poland is really nice, I have to say. We did a lot of hiking here, but yeah, you're surrounded by like the Beskidi mountains in this area. Lovely hiking trails to go. Though this town is also famous for some other things. So you have Adam Małysz, for example. And if you haven't heard of Adam Małysz, he was a very famous skier. And there are some, let's say, monuments and things dedicated to him. He's quite a legendary figure. But also Wisła is actually it's by the mouth of the Vistula river, so the main river that runs through Poland. So I hope to show you some lovely mountain views and to give you another amazing place in Poland to enjoy. So please stay tuned and we shall resume with the amazing place of Wisła. Dzień dobry and welcome to A Brit in Poland. This channel is going to bring you everything you need to know about Poland. I am exploring the country, bringing you the history, trying to tell you about the culture and show you what it is really like to live here. So feel free to check out my other media, Instagram, Facebook, and I will share links to those in the comments. I also have a website, www.britlivinginpoland.com, where I collate my videos for easy to view manner. Also, you are welcome to contribute to my efforts through Patronite or Patreon, and all descriptions are available below the video. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and please come back for more by subscribing, liking, or commenting. Thank you very much. Do zobaczenia. So the town of Wisła is located in the south of Poland, just near Katowice. So it is part of Silesia, though I believe added to Silesia relatively recently in history, according to my Polish tutor, who does not consider it true Silesia. This is an idea of the route we took, and this video will essentially be a bit of a sandwich. So we're going to start with mountains, then I'm going to tell you a bit about the city itself, and then we're going to finish with more mountains. So if you are keen to see what there is to do in Wisła, then please stay tuned. So of course we took the train to get there. We found booking coaches and things to be a bit too expensive when you have a smaller group. We took about 20 of us along on this trip. And here you can see basically the train station and where we started off. So this was our original start point. So this is kind of like a ski area, where a lot of people were practicing skiing, because of course this town is very famous for skiing. However, we got there and realized that our trail that we'd planned was closed because of the snow. Fancy that. So we ended up taking a bit of a detour, which gave us a few views of the city. So we had some nice views of the River Vista there. We got to see a lot of the kind of local houses, nice local church, and it gave people plenty of opportunities for photos. We had a lot of photos and videos and all kinds of things on the way. This is a kind of railway aqueduct, which is pretty cool. I always love seeing these sorts of structures. And yes, so we progressed our way through the kind of village houses, gradually getting higher and higher, getting a nice picture of the local life. And eventually we found the trail, and we're glad we persevered and took the longer way round, because we had some beautiful views on the way. So to tell you a little bit about this area, so Wisła itself started to be inhabited around the kind of 16th, 17th century, I believe.
And it was originally inhabited by carpenters or kind of woodsmen who saw the natural resources. It soon became an area for farming and livestock, and it was a pretty quiet place for a lot of its history. Oh yes, we saw llamas, which is always a nice bonus. It didn't become like a tourist resort until about the middle of the 19th century. And then people from Poland started coming here in droves. One of the things we found is it was actually quite quiet in this place, which we were a bit surprised by because it was lovely weather, good time of year to come in December when we went. And you can see we've certainly found good spirits, despite a few of us perhaps dying a little bit on the trail. So with the Beskidi Mountains, you have these wonderful views. Of course, they're not as dramatic as something like the Tatra Mountains, but they have their own beauty and their own charm. And we had a lot of fun exploring. We eventually kind of reached a couple of viewpoints. So this was our target destination, Soszów Wielki. Excuse me. So we had a shelter at the top. And of course, when you get to a shelter, what do? You have something to drink. So you can see a few tired people, but happy people that we made it. And we have mulled wine, tea, beer, hot chocolate, all kinds of things being drunk there. And I think they even took card at that shelter, which is a bonus. It's not a common thing. So eventually we had to head back to the town, and it was getting a bit dark at the time. So this section of the video is going to start talking about the town of Wisła and what you can expect to see. So there are around 11 to 12,000 inhabitants here. This is the main square, and as we were there in December, all of the Christmas ornamentation was out. There were some live plays, there were people dancing, there were all kinds of market stalls. So it was a really, really special time to be there. And of course, plenty of souvenir shops. I think a lot of these places do survive through tourism. But I wanted to show you the nighttime because you really get to see just how much effort. And this is something pretty universal in Poland. In town squares throughout the country, you will see all of these wonderful decorations and illuminations because they take Christmas very seriously. And at this time of year, you need as much illumination as you can to stop people getting a little bit too weary of the dark and cold. So this is one of the first sites, Dom Zdrojowy. Now, from the outside, it just looks like a kind of cafe, but inside it's like a cultural center, which had this room. But you really want to see this, which is the chocolate statue of Adam Małysz. Now, Adam Małysz, whenever you talk about Wisła, he is one of the first things you hear. People say, oh, Adam Małysz. He is one of the most famous sports personalities in Poland, and he's currently the president of the Ski Association. So this is his museum of medals, and he won a lot. He was, mainly active, I think, from like 96 to 2011. He was a championship skier, winning like the World Championship Cup about 39 times. He was declared like the best sportsman in Poland 4 times. He won the Polonia medal from the president 3 times. And when he got done with skiing, he was a rally champion as well. And he is perhaps one of the most famous sportsmen to come from Poland. So it was cool to visit his museum. You will also see bears a lot in Wisła. I captured a few of them. I don't think I saw all of them because I think there were something like 9 in total. And they have the bear trail. Oh, this is a museum which sadly I did not get to because it was closed early on the Sunday. You have a nice kind of touch of culture as well, and that's what I love about these mountain towns. So you had these sculptures to, let's say, various kind of deities or mythical kind of characters from the let's say the local mythology. And it's something I remember in Carpatch as well. You know, I really appreciate seeing this sort of thing. You have an amphitheatre here, and the reason I capture it is not only is it like a nice cool structure, but you have a statue, and I'm always capturing statues, and I believe this guy was found in the front row of many performances. He's a very famous guy, apparently. And here's another statue of a famous composer. I wish I could tell you the history, but there isn't time. This is one of the churches that you'll find, I think the main church in the centre. I couldn't get inside, but, you know, you have to include a church in a video about Poland because you just do. There was this really nice bridge which was lit up spectacularly in the evening. And to talk about some food, we went to the Beatrice restaurant. Again, nice bit of culture. It's a very local place, serving a lot of kind of local Polish cuisine. The prices were, you know, very reasonable, and the quantity of the food was amazing, and the quality of the food was spectacular. And after a day's hiking, it was exactly what we needed. So this is a lovely rosół here. And this was some pork, something. I wish I could remember the name, but oh my God, it was delicious. We also went to the Browar Wisła, so this is right by the train station. And it's probably one of the fanciest restaurants you have, but still, it was not terribly expensive. They had incredible beer. The Matsovsi was spectacular. I really recommend. And buy it off tap rather than bottles, trust me. The flavour is so much better. I love a good Browar. And again, we had amazing food. This was kind of like a spicy Thai soup. And this was yaburka, I think, like ribs. This is the monument of the source of the Vistula, because of course Wisła gets its name from the River Vista, first named by the Romans, I think in the 2nd century AD or so. And it is actually the place where the Wisła begins. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Sadly, I didn't personally go to the source, but my friend Isabella, who very kindly donated this drone footage for me, basically went to this massive lake in the south of the city. And here is where you have like two rivers combine to form the Vistula. So I think it's like the Czarne and the Białe rivers, so the black and the white rivers, they combine to form the Vistula. And this is the kind of basin where it begins. And the Vistula River runs through the whole of Poland, right up to Gdansk. So through some of the most important cities like Krakow, Warsaw, Toruń, Kazimierz Dolny. And yeah, this is why I was trying to save up money for a drone before, because I would love to include shots like this in my videos, because yeah, drones can show you angles of things that you would not see with the naked eye. So it was really special to get this footage. So thank you, Anjeban. I will put a link to your channel as well. Now, I believe this building that you can see in the distance is the presidential castle. And I am tempted to go back to Wisła, because for sure I would like to see that. Getting back to the town, we stayed in the Hotel Isabella, which was very nice. This is us having breakfast on the second day, gearing up for our second hike. And this place was really cool because they let us use a function room downstairs and we played a few drinking games the night before, which was good fun. It was a bit of a trek to get to the hotel because it was quite uphill. And after a day's hiking, that was the last thing we needed, but still had a lovely time there. So this is us heading on the second hike. And we took the aim was to take a slightly easier one. So this was a much shorter hike this time. it was still very steep and very tiring. It reminds me a lot that I need to work on my fitness, but when you get these mountain views at the end of it, it is fantastic. And this is only like the midway point. So a lot of people were taking selfies, a lot of people were just admiring the view. And yes, luckily we have another trip planned to the mountains next month, which I'm excited for, because sometimes I wish I could live in this kind of area just to experience these views on a regular basis, because I don't know, I personally think mountains is nature at its finest. So we got to this summit, Chikopsa, or like 3 mounds. Again, not a ridiculously high height, about 810 meters. And then you have these different mounds commemorating like the different city points. And you had like a diagram showing you like some of the peaks. And you can see everyone's in good spirits when they got to the top. But thank you very much for watching. This was my little kind of view of the town of Wisła, which I highly recommend you get to. It was directly reachable by train from Warsaw, which is quite impressive for a mountain town. I may have missed a couple of things there, but I think I've shown you pretty much most of what you'll see. So, do zobaczenia. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos from Brit in Poland.